everybody, and welcome back to my kitchen where Carla is cooking. What are we cooking today? Well, it's a meal inspired by my brother Charlie. We're calling this Charlie's Greek ball. What is a Greek ball? Well, it's Hey everybody, and welcome back to my kitchen where Carla is cooking. What are we cooking today? Well, it's a meal inspired by my brother Charlie. That's right. We're calling this Charlie's Greek ball. So let's go ahead and get started.
Audio Jungle.
This recipe is very simply, okay guys, so I've got our parsley, I've got our feta cheese, and I've got some salt, pepper, and some oregano. So now we're just gonna go ahead and give this a nice mix just to combine, and then we're gonna roll out our chicken meatballs. We're gonna air fry them, which is gonna be so fantastic because while they're cooking in the air fryer, we're gonna get our orzo going in the pan. Now I should tell you, if you want a super duper shortcut, you can make your own meatballs, and then you can actually buy from Trader Joe's. We have an orzo Greek salad, and you can literally just dump that out of the container and put your homemade meatballs on top of that. You could totally do that for a nice time saver. But I thought, well, I've got a little extra time today, and I was pretty confident that I could go ahead and recreate that salad. So after all, it was just some parsley, lemon, orzo, sun-dried tomatoes, and I'm gonna put a little bit of sliced Kalamata olives in there. So we're gonna really just season that up. All right. Okay, so we're just kind of gonna roll out. You wanna try to roll them out kind of as equal or same if possible. This way the cooking time for all of the meatballs is roughly the same. All right, and then at the end, we're gonna top this with a little tzatziki, and that is gonna be delicious. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and do one more here. All right, I'm gonna wash up real quick. Rinse, rinse, rinse. Fantastic. And now we're gonna get these meatballs in. All right. I've already got some non-stick spray in my air fryer. I'm gonna go ahead and set these meatballs, space them out a little bit so they have room to cook. All right, perfect. Great, we're gonna go ahead and do these guys, 350 for 15 minutes. All right guys, like I say, if you're not on the air fryer train, you might wanna hop on. It's a total time saver, especially if you're cooking for 1, 2, even 3 people. All right, so now let's go ahead and get this orzo started. So we're gonna go ahead and heat up the pan here, medium heat. And again, I'm taking some help from Trader Joe's with this frozen garlic cube. I do have fresh garlic, but again, for convenience, I'm just gonna pop out one of these cubes. How convenient is that? Perfect. So we've got our garlic in there. We're gonna do some olive oil. And a little bit of butter. Just about a tablespoon will do. Great. So we're gonna let that get cooking, okay? I'm gonna chop up some Kalamata olives. I've got some sun-dried tomatoes, and I've got a little extra parsley that we're gonna garnish, put more towards the end, okay? I've also got some chicken broth on hand because when you make rice, a great substitute, instead of using water, you can use broth, and it just adds a little more extra flavor. So today we're gonna use the chicken broth. All right, so let me get chopping. I'm just gonna do about a handful of sun-dried tomatoes. Sun-dried tomatoes have kind of a distinct, potent taste, so I'm not gonna go crazy on them, but I did notice that the Trader Joe orzo pasta had some sun-dried tomatoes, and I thought that that would be a nice little added extra flavor. Okay, perfect. All right, so we've got sun-dried tomato there. And now I'm gonna go ahead and take my Kalamata olives, and I'm just gonna slice them up. Sometimes I get the already sliced Kalamata olives from Trader Joe's just to kind of skip this step. All right, I just have about a handful here. I see that my butter and my garlic is cooking away there, so that's gonna be nice and ready for us for the orzo. Orzo is the shape of rice, but it is actually a pasta. And so cheesy orzo is a dish that I would do for my kids when they were younger, and they just loved it. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get that garlic. Alrighty, and this is the orzo. I've got 1 pound of orzo, and we're gonna get that in the pan. All right, perfect. Now, I just kind of wanna brown up the orzo first. Okay, so I just wanna get that all coated in butter, olive oil, and garlic. So we're just gonna kind of brown it up a little bit, kind of toast it up before we add our liquid. All right, perfect. Okay guys, so our orzo is browning up really, really nicely here. So we just kind of wanna get it just lightly browned up there. And now we're gonna add some liquid because that's how this orzo is actually gonna cook. Kind of similar to a pasta where you would boil. This is gonna act as our liquid, and this is gonna cook the orzo. About 4 or 5 turns in the pan, and now we're just gonna let it all kind of cook in. You kind of gotta watch this guy, and basically, you know it's done when, number one, the orzo is fully cooked, right? But then also, you gotta kind of keep your eye on it, because as the liquid evaporates, you're gonna have to go ahead and add more liquid. That's why we're gonna keep our broth on hand in case we need to add a little bit more, okay? So that's going. Let's check out our meatballs. Ooh, they're looking really nice, guys. Look at those little guys. Whoop, there they are. Yummy. We're gonna give them a little extra cook. I think they've got just a few more minutes on that. All right. Now we're gonna go ahead and just season up this orzo. We're gonna do some salt. I'm not gonna go crazy on the salt because I've got my feta cheese, and feta cheese is pretty salty, if I'm sure you know that. All right, we're gonna do some pepper. Awesome. We're gonna throw in some sun-dried, cut up sun-dried tomatoes. Give that a stir. And so this is what we can see that the liquid has already evaporated, but the pasta isn't cooked yet. And so that's when you know to go in with more liquid. It's as simple as that. Once it evaporates, then you can go ahead and add more stock, okay? Perfect. I'm gonna give this guy a little bit of a turn, a little bit of a stir. Okay, wonderful. I want you to see this because you can see that the pasta looks cooked, right? And there's no more liquid. But we don't know if it's completely done because we have to try it. So we're gonna give this a sample, and if it's done, then we'll turn it off and it's ready for us. If it's not, we're gonna add more liquid to give it a little more cooking time. Needs a few more minutes, gang. Few more minutes, and because of that, we're gonna go ahead and add the rest of the chicken broth. So basically it's 1 to 1. It was a pound of orzo to one box of chicken stock. When we give that a stir, it's gonna come to a boil, and we're gonna let this orzo cook in the liquid, and then it will evaporate and it will be ready for us. Perfect. Yeah, so my brother Charlie, he is an awesome, awesome cook. And we were talking about different recipes, and I'm like, aren't we getting a little tired of a taco bowl or a fajita bowl? And he's like, oh, you should try my Greek bowl. And I said, tell me more about it. And he was talking about making his own meatballs and putting it over some yummy orzo. And I thought, well, that is something that I want to try. We're going to top it off with a little sliced tomato, some parsley, and a dollop of tzatziki sauce. All right, let's go ahead and look at these meatballs. Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and take the meatballs out, and they will be ready for us when the orzo is done. Okay, perfect. So we've got our chicken meatballs. Again, we just seasoned it up with feta, parsley, salt, pepper, and easy as that. All right. Now, I've got to do a little bit more slicing and dicing here. I've got a half a lemon. I'm just going to use about a slice of it. I'm going to go ahead and watch my eyeballs, first of all, and now I'm going to just kind of juice the lemon in there. Great. A little bit of lemon in there. Perfect. Gonna give it a stir. It's looking really nicely, and I can tell already that the orzo is just kind of getting larger, and that means it's cooking. It's doing its job. So we like that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and throw in the rest of the sun-dried tomato. I'm gonna throw in my Kalamata olives. And I'm gonna throw in the parsley. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw in a nice big handful of feta cheese. There are two kinds at Trader Joe's anyways, a plain one, and then this one is specifically called crumbled feta with Mediterranean spices, and I like that one. Because it's already seasoned. Again, I like to kind of take shortcuts where I can. So there we go. We got all that in there. Very nice. Let me wash up my hands, and then we'll give that guy a stir. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this orzo up. We're going to give it a nice stir. We're going to lower the heat on that guy. So now we've got the parsley, the olives, the feta crumbles, the sun-dried tomatoes. We've added salt, pepper, and this is looking phenomenal. We went ahead and we just kind of gave a little squeeze of some fresh lemon in there. Wonderful. That looks so good. We're gonna let it do its thing for the last couple of minutes there, okay? All right, now I said that we were gonna top it with a little bit of sliced tomato and some tzatziki sauce, right? I love tzatziki, so anytime I have an excuse to use it, I thought that would be an amazing little condiment for our bowl. So I'm gonna get that out of the fridge. I love this one specifically, again from Trader Joe's. I love it because it's a bit chunky. It's got those Persian cucumbers in there, and I really love that. And I love the taste as well. All right, so this is looking pretty done. Okay, so we're gonna turn the heat off there, and I'm gonna go ahead and slice up just a little Roma, because if you think about it, what are things that you might put on a gyro, right? So obviously we're not eating a gyro, but we are definitely in the Greek theme, the Mediterranean theme, and I thought, well, what else can I add to Charlie's Greek bowl? And I thought maybe a little bit of sliced tomato would be awesome, because I always put tomato in my gyro. All right, great. And now we've got our bowl, and we're just gonna go ahead and scoop some of this amazing orzo out. Wow, this looks so good. You can see all that cheese just melted in there. Delicious. All right, I'm gonna make a little bit of a pocket for my meatballs. Okay, so we've got that there. And where the heck are the meatballs? Where the heck are the meatballs? Is this a joke? Where'd the meatballs go? What happened? happened to my meatballs? Okay, somebody came in and stole the meatballs while I was cooking. Oh my God, they're right there. Whoa. Well, when you're 50, that's what happens. I found my meatballs. Okay, perfect. Okay guys, so I've got the orzo in the bowl. We are now building Charlie's Greek bowl. So we've got all that deliciousness at the bottom. We're gonna go ahead and take some of these tomato slices. I thought that would, again, add some freshness and some color at the bottom of the bowl. Okay, beautiful. And now we're gonna go ahead and add the meatballs. Fantastic. Great. Oh, I'm loving how that is looking. So pretty. And I can only imagine how good it's gonna taste. Now I've got my tzatziki. It's a creamy garlic cucumber sauce, as we know. That's what tzatziki is. And look how chunky, you guys. It's got all those little Persian cubes in there. I just absolutely love it. I'm gonna give myself a nice, healthy dollop of that right in the center of my meatballs, and it's gonna get all melty down in there. And then just a little sprig, a couple little sprigs of parsley, because everything tastes and looks better with a little parsley. Wow, you guys, how beautiful does that look? We've got our orzo that we seasoned up with our feta crumbles, some Kalamata olives, sun-dried tomatoes, little squeeze of lemon, and some fresh parsley, and some garlic. Then we went ahead and we made our chicken meatballs, right? How good do those look? Again, we've got some kind of the same theme, right? We've got feta cheese, we've got parsley, and salt, pepper. We topped it with a little bit of tzatziki sauce and with a little bit of fresh tomatoes. Wow, this is gonna be amazing. Okay guys, it's that time where I get to sample this amazing meal. Charlie, I hope it's as good as yours. All right, let me go ahead and try some orzo. Oh, that is good. Oh, I can really taste that lemon and the tomato and the olive. Really, really good. Sun-dried tomato just adds a little different element, doesn't it? So good. All right, now I'm gonna try one of our meatballs. I'm gonna get a little tzatziki. I'm gonna cut in a little piece of tomato. All right. That is outstanding, guys. Wow, I can taste the feta cheese. This is so, so, so good. One more bite with the rice. Wow, guys, go ahead and put this on the bowl circuit. Save the taco bowl for another night. You gotta try Charlie's Greek bowl. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you back in my kitchen.